What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Texas Christian University Horned Frog, Andy Dalton. And
there's no substitute for experience in this league. And what it usually leads to? A whole lot of confidence. Andy Dalton is sharp with where to go with the football now. I think he sees reads before they actually even happen. He can sense them now. And he is one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First carry for James Conner. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down. Here's the offense, and if you're the defense, Charles, you really have to focus on that guy that's highlighted on the screen.
You're talking about pure speed. T.Y. Hilton can get down the middle of the field and really stretch a defense.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. And right away, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. 3rd play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. He'll get that one complete to Conner. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. So likely a 3-and-out on their opening drive. That's not a good omen for a team that's lost 3 straight games.
Too many threes that you're mentioning right there. That's a number they've got to get off of. And the big risk you're running right now is discouragement amongst the ranks. How do you keep them up? How do you keep them motivated? They've got to dial up something to give themselves some confidence.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Lions now as they get set for their opening drive. And they're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you're back up to one of the all-time great players, if you don't spend time picking that guy's brain or just watching and observing how he does things to increase your game, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They'll run for the first time with Johnson.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is going to be Packer football. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they've got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
Here we go. 180! That's our ball. Man!
After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
From the 44, Garoppolo over the middle, and it's incomplete. Knocking it away there defensively, Justin Coleman. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 30. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive, capture the field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw here, Dalton. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Some mistakes already in the first quarter. If he holds on to that one, 1st down.
Yeah, and I'll guarantee you that at least one defensive back out there has reminded him of that fact, trying to get into his head and hoping that'll affect him the rest of the game.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. He'll try and run forward with counter. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. They have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about him picking up that one? That was big for them.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Right back to Cotter here on 1st. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I've played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Yeah, absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Dalton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. 3rd down from the gun. Dalton. He gets this into the hands of Taylor.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
On now is the Packers punter as he's on to kick it away. Oh, heavy Lion pressure here, and they block it. And they are going to take possession of the football. So much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you.
No.
In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
Around the NFL, an update from a game going on down in Tampa. And the Bucs are out to an early lead. Jameis Winston, a first-quarter touchdown pass in that one.
Black 80! Come on, boy.
On first down, it's Green. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 14. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Get the ball!
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they'll see what they can do on 3rd and goal. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's James Conner now as he trots back onto the field. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. Throwing on second down. Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Dalton now to pass. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Lions will take over.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll run on first down. Green. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. And able to find Dorsett. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 35 before going out. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. He's going to fire one deep over the middle and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it, just move on to the next play.
That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. A good chunk of those yards came after contact, and that's an area where he's really starting to excel as a running back.
It felt like he was doing a drill that running backs have to perform all the time, especially in pads, called a gauntlet drill. Two guys, people, these two rows, and you have to go right through the middle of them and make sure you take care of the football and knock people aside. He's performing the drill on that run.
Here's a quick throw out wide to Dorsett.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here we go. Like 20. Check back.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Here we go. Like 80.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Garoppolo looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was in search of his tight end, Tyler Higbee. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Hey, we got 4 down.
From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13. A 10-play drive that time, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Obi Melifonwu with the tackle. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. So Dalton now. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Dalton. It's caught. Shepard. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Let's go.
It's a gain of 20. And their first down.
Andy Dalton now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Play action now. Dalton. An incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the draw, Connor. And he loses the football a second time. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
On 2nd and 11 now. Garoppolo. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. Now the ball comes loose. And the Packers pick it up. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Dalton. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the 1st down. Now to be 4th and short.
And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Garoppolo. Screenplay, Johnson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll wind up getting 8, but it's not enough. 4th down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And we take some time to spotlight T.Y. Hilton now. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. On 2nd down now, it's Connor. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
They go play action here on 1st down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Here we go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Convert.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Here we go.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this 1st half. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? R-A-C?
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here we go.
Getting ready to go again. Here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. He hits Jermaine Kearse. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. Exactly a minute to go before halftime. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. He finds Taylor, complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Looking to throw again on second down. Dalton, and they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now the Packers going to burn and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. This will be Dalton again. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
On now is the Packers punter. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. 13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll head down. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field.
Personal foul.
I'm not sure what this is about.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defense.
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard. And now it's second down. To throw here, Dalton. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. On now is the Packers punter as he's on here to punt it away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Jimmy Garoppolo and his offense heading back on the field. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love? Four verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Here we go, here we go.
On first down, Johnson. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
He was brought down at the 26. A gain of 4.
On second down, it's Green. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Brings up third down and 8.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Jimmy Garoppolo. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27. 5 plays there on that drive. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Play action here with Dalton. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Now a play fake here on first down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. It's Clinton Dix with a pick. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. And Dalton to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Jeffrey Simmons in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. And he finds Tyler Croft. They'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down. So they wind up throwing it against your advice, but the result's still a 4th down.
Well, it did turn out to be a safe throw. And you know how sometimes coaches talk about using short passing game as a run? Essentially, that's what they did there. Now they can kick it away.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Returnable here for Davis. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Elsewhere at Arrowhead, they're in the 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have scored again to extend their lead a bit. Russell Wilson, 2 touchdown passes to lead the way. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
At the 31.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's hit, boy.
That's it. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Here we go.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
Here we go.
That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
1st and 10.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
180.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
On second down now, it's Green. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Garoppolo now. He gets this one to Johnson. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not,
Packers bring pressure, and they block it. And they'll have possession of the football at their own 35. And that pressure there came from his left side. Maybe could have sped up the release, but he couldn't get it off in time.
And truthfully, the speed should be consistent each and every time. It should be quick mechanics. The best punters are the ones who can catch it, one step, and get rid of the football. Those are the ones you want. Anything more than one step in the NFL, you're flirting with disaster.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 3rd down, it's Connor. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
That he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division every year is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. Andy Dalton. Touchdown, Packers. Sterling Shepard, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers get a score closer. And Charles, the defender, was there. He just didn't get it.
Sometimes these plays turn into basketball in a sense, with 2 guys going up for the football. Which guy's going to box the other away from it and grab it?
Yeah, I know you hear it a lot, but it's just the will to get it, right?
Oh, without a doubt. The will, as well as some really nice touch on the ball that was thrown.
And some talent, too. Extra point right down the middle, and that will get them 1 closer. So the drive there took 6 plays, and the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 30-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The drive will start with Connor. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Throwing, Dalton. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Now a draw play. This is Connor. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. 4th down. Dalton wants to throw.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the 4th quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
Andy Dalton now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Dalton here from the gun. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
To throw again on 2nd down. Dalton. They set up the screen to Penny. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down.
Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Tyler Croft, the tight end, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is...
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is scooped up by the Lions. Does the big boy have the juice? The 20, 10, and he will not get all the way home, but he will take this back down to about the 2-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And right now, a lot to like on that screen. They've wrapped up the division, now currently sitting in the coveted number 2 spot. Of course, you'd love number 1, but if you can't have one, number 2 is pretty good.
I agree with you totally, and here's the other part, too. The really good teams, the really confident teams, they're not as worried about being number 1. 2 is fine because they feel like they can go on the road and win against number 1 if they absolutely have to. The big thing...
Feeling the pressure here, and and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
I'm going to hit you all day.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So that word against symptomatic.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Fletcher Cox in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. After the sack on 1st down, Dalton to the right side, complete to Taylor. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the 1st.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective 3rd down play to move the chains. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Dalton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dalton. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Here's Dalton. And he finds Seals-Jones complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 23 yards on the play.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. So Dalton now. Pass incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton. He's got Curse. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal. And it'll be Dalton again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, but it'll be second and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. Now it's counter, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on third and goal? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. They'll try to pass on fourth down. Dalton, and he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Trent Taylor, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. That was quite the call down around the goal line on 4th and goal.
Yeah, they fake the run, pull it out, throw it, and as a defense, I've been in that spot before, and we see it all the time. You almost have to overcommit against the run. You have to almost sell out and say, they're going to run it, go make a play. They got fooled on that one.
Passing, it's Dalton. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And the Lions are able to cover this one up. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps, and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Aaron Donald in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Set up.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
Offense.
So that'll back them up 5.
Still second down.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. 180! Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Dalton and the offense now. Down by 15. A little under 1:50 remaining. A fourth straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down. A first down throw coming for Dalton. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. T.Y. Hilton once again the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. He's got it to Hilton. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll run for it with Connor, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
20! 56! 56! Off the run! They're running it!
On third down, it's Green. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. They will take the knee here, and they will finish this regular season with a victory. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Lions, a final win here means they'll finish at 14-2. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they'll limp to the finish line with a final record of 5-11. And this is a team that has a few good pieces in place, but could stand to get deeper and younger all around. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaud. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.